So the Steam Next Fest just finished its game announcement trailer season. We've seen a ton of new games that look really, really sick. But here at Strada's Angels, I only really cover medieval games. So there was one game that kind of stood out above the rest to me. It's already being touted as a rival to Mountain Blade Bannerlord, which is one of my favorite games. And if you're a fan of the genre, I think we can all agree that competition is healthy for the genre. So let's check out Chronicles Medieval. So Chronicles Medieval, it's an open world medieval sandbox. It's actually based in medieval Europe, so it's going to be a historical setting. And the developer's goal is that no two players will ever have the same experience. Kind of like Mountain Blade, you can decide if you're going to go around conquering lands and castles, pillaging caravans, or if you just want to kind of work on trade and economy. You're going to have all those options, so the game's going to be tailored to how you want to play it. Now, this game is going to come from a studio that you never heard of called Raw Power Games. This is going to be their debut title, which I know can scare people off. But if you dive a little bit deeper into it, it's a fully funded studio with over 100 senior developers. People who worked on games like The Witcher 3, Assassin's Creed, Red Dead Redemption, or Cyberpunk. So you have a lot of veterans of the industry here, which is going to give us a little bit more confidence that this is going to be an amazing project. So we're going to draw a lot of parallels here with Mountain Blade Bannerlord, but you're going to be thrown into a vast map where you have kind of an overhead view of medieval Europe, and you're going to start with nothing. You're going to have no money, no weapons, no real followers or army, and you're going to choose what you want to do on your adventure. And like Mountain Blade, you're going to have that overhead viewpoint as you're going around the map, but I guess the developers, they really want to get you into your third-person perspective as much as possible, and you can see from some of the locales or the locations here that they're showing off, the game looks incredibly detailed, and there's a strong emphasis on historical accuracy. Exploration is going to be a bigger focus in this game than it is in Bannerlord. Developers really want to keep you in that third-person perspective as much as possible, and the big focus on them is making sure that you guys explore the map. So they're trying to load it with interesting sites or locations, or you see something on the horizon that makes you want to go to it, and kind of keep you from sticking to that kind of main path that you're on. They want you to explore and experience the whole game. And of course, the trailer looks really amazing and beautiful, but I think you're going to notice from the little bit of gameplay that we see from their developer blog, the game looks really nice too. The developer said they want to really emphasize all the beauty and the color that was in these medieval worlds. It's not just supposed to be kind of dark and dreary. Like, if you think of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the game is really beautiful, and then you have dead bandits or you slaughter a town, right? It gets dark while still maintaining that visual beauty. It seems to be that's more the artistic style that they're going for. And graphics and exploring, all of that stuff is really nice, but I think why a lot of people, myself included, play these games is for the big epic battles and the combat. So let's talk about what we know about the combat so far. Now, the game definitely has a emphasis on historical accuracy, and the combat is no different. They hired apparently a HEMA legend, Bjorn Ruther, a big Viking-looking dude who looks like an absolute savage. I would not want to fight him with an axe, but you can see him doing all motion cap stuff here for the combat system. But they also know that games are going to be fun, so they don't want it to just be a realistic sword fighting simulator. There's going to be an emphasis, I think, on making this game appeal to a wide audience of people, so the moves will look mostly realistic while still maintaining the fact, I can't speak, that it's a video game. And you're going to see a few different types of combat in this game. You're going to have, of course, your small scale one-on-one or small group fights where you're going to have a little bit more focus on the dueling or the individual combat system, but then you're also going to have skirmishes, large-scale battles, and castle sieges. Now, I think the most exciting thing to me is, of course, the large-scale battles. So just like Bannerlord, throughout your gameplay, you're going to be recruiting troops, you're going to be training them, and then you're going to, of course, lead them into these massive battles. And a lot of the troops are going to be based on historical units, so you're going to have things like the English longbowmen, the French cavalry, or the Imperial polearm infantry. So I think we can confirm probably England, France, and Germany are going to be in the game map. And just like Bannerlord, there's going to be stages to these fights. You're going to hop into your more strategy map, where you're going to set up your troops, give them commands, and then you get to control your player, and you're going to be in third-person mode, and you get to fight in the massive melee. And the devs did emphasize this is not going to be a game like Dynasty Warriors, where you're running through the battle, killing hundreds of enemy troops. It's supposed to feel like you are in a life or death struggle with whoever you're fighting against. So again, that emphasis on realism, you're just one soldier in the army, trying to do your best to survive survive and win the fight. Now, important questions: when can you expect to play it, and what systems are you going to be able to play it on? So the game's going to be over on Steam originally. You can wishlist it right now, and it's going to come to early access in 2026 for people to start getting their hands on it and testing it. The devs have said that they have a strong emphasis on player feedback, and they're going to be tailoring the game based on what the players want to see, which is always good to hear. And now my console boys rejoice. So many of these medieval games I cover are PC only, but they do plan to have console release for the full release of the game, so that will definitely come after the early access period. But you know what, that might be better anyway, because it'll be a hopefully fully polished and functioning game. All right, so that's it for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the brief overview of what Chronicles Medieval is going to be. If you're interested in it, I would give it a wish list at this point. The game looks really good from what they've shown us, but this is also a cinematic trailer, which it's supposed to look good. So I'm sure we're gonna get more info and gameplay as we get closer to the 2026 release, and hopefully I can get my hands on it early to give you guys some impressions. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe. All we do is medieval games here. Champ out.